To honorable members of the Congress led by the presiding officer, Congressman Loreto Acharon, sir, and also our fellow cavalier, the Committee Chair on Defense, Congressman Raul Boboy Situpa, sir. To all the and also to our honorable minority leader, Honorable Marcelino Libanan, and all the august member of this body, fellow civil servants, our countrymen, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. First of all, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the august body headed by our honorable speaker, Martin G. Romualdez, for our deepest gratitude for starting its deliberation on the granting of the congressional concurrence to the amnesty proclamation issued by the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for former rebels. We would like to extend our profoundest gratitude for inviting us to this hearing and allowing us to participate in this discussion. House Concurrent Resolutions number 19, 20, 21, and 22, which concur the presidential proclamations number 403, 404, 405, and 406 in providing amnesty to members of the Revolutionary Proletariat Army or Alex Bongcayo Brigade or RPMP, RPAABB, the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, the National Democratic Front, NDF, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, and the Moro National Liberation Front, or the MNLF, are a testament of the House of Representatives' full support to the administration peace, reconciliation, and unity agenda. Your honors, our dear lawmakers, the granting of amnesty is an integral part of the comprehensive peace process. It is a path toward normalization that would allow these former rebels not only to fully reintegrate themselves into mainstream society as peaceful, productive, and law-abiding citizens, but more importantly, enable them to rebuild their lives and ensure a better future for themselves and their families. Moreover, through the government's amnesty program, which is among the confidence-building measures under the National Task Force for Ending Local Communist Armed Conflict, Local Peace Engagement Framework, and the Normalization Program under the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro, we want to demonstrate to these former rebels that they have made the right decision in laying down their arms and returning to the folds of the law. We want to show them that the good things come to those who choose to walk to the path of peace. Your honors, yours truly, and the Presidential Assistant Wilben Mayor and Colonel Ariel Corbin, who are seated today in this hearing, are a living proof of how granting amnesty can turn around the lives of individuals. Having been granted amnesty during the administration of former President Fidel V. Ramos, we have realized that armed struggle shall not, in a way, address the challenges confronting our nation. It is only by being a part of the solution, and that is by being an advocate of peace, that has allowed us help bring positive and meaningful change to our country. And so we humbly call on our highly esteemed members of Congress to please support the Marcos administration peace, reconciliation, and unity agenda by ensuring the passage of House Concurrence Resolutions number 19, 20, 21, and 22. We strongly believe that the government will be able to push forward, build and sustain the gains of peace throughout our nation. The granting of amnesty is a clear and strong manifestation of the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., steadfast commitment to realize the national reconciliation and unity among our people. And for our Filipino brothers and sisters who want to avail of amnesty, this is now your opportunity to finally build a peaceful, productive, and comfortable life for you and for your families, which all of you rightfully deserve. I would like to end a quote from the great French writer and politician Victor Hugo, who said, "Amnesty is as good for those who give it as for those who receive it. Has the admirable quality of bestowing mercy on both sides." Once again, thank you for inviting us to this congressional hearing and allowing us to share our views with you. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Honorable chairpersons and the members of this committee, the Department of Justice, headed by our Secretary Jesus Crispin C. Remulla, and as an ex officio member of the National Amnesty Commission, we fully support the recent executive order and the proclamations by the President granting amnesty to various rebels and insurgent groups in the country. We affirm our commitment to the rule of law and understand the necessity of these measures in fostering peace and national reconciliation. The proclamations are a significant step towards lasting peace, and the DOJ is prepared to work closely with the National Amnesty Commission in processing applications for amnesty under the new proclamations. The President's proclamations extend to members of the RRMP, RPA, ABB, or the Revolusyonarong Partido ng Manggagawang ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army, Alex Bongcayaw Brigade, the members of the MILF or the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, and the MNLF, Moro National Liberation Front, as well as former members of the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, NDF, or National Democratic Front. These proclamations grant amnesty to these groups for crimes committed in furtherance of their political beliefs, thereby encouraging them to reintegrate into society and contribute positively to the nation's progress. However, the DOJ notes that these proclamations do not extend to heinous crimes such as kidnap for ransom, massacre, rape, terrorism, and other gross violations of human rights. The DOJ will continue to enforce the law and ensure justice for the victims of these heinous crimes. The department also reaffirms its commitment to uphold the rule of law and the administration's peace initiatives. We will work tirelessly to ensure that the amnesty process is fair, transparent, and respectful of the rights of all parties involved. We believe that this historic move by President Marcos will usher in a new era of peace and reconciliation in the Philippines, and the DOJ is committed to supporting this initiative. Thank you very much.
Ipagpaumanhin po ninyo ang aming pong sekretaryo si Benhur Abalos ay nasa Dubai po ngayon sa official trip po, kaya ako po ang naging representative po ngayon. Bilang miyembro po ng ehekutibo, ang aming pong departamento ay buong suporta sa ating pong Presidente Ferdinand Marcos sa kanyang pong programa, Peace Agenda. Kaya nandito po kami. Una po nagpapasalamat po kami sa committee po at pinapakita po ninyong buong suporta po sa ating pong Pangulo at sana po ay maging senyalis po ito ng lahat po ng ating sa Kongreso na bigyan po natin ng full support ito pong peace agenda po ng ating Pangulo. Alam po naman lahat po ninyo na ang nakikinabang po rito ay ang ating komunidad. Bilang official ng Department of Interlocal Government, ramdam po namin na ang kapayapaan po sa komunidad ay malaking bagay po para po magkaroon po ng development ang ating mga communities na matagal na po nating lahat na pangarap na magkaroon ng full development. Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chair and of the two committees and mga miyembro po and all congressmen and women who are here, good morning. Una ho, paumanhin at hindi rin po nakadalo ang aming tagapangulo ng Komisyon sa mga Karapatang Pantao. Okay. While it is true that accountability must be pursued for crimes and violations of human rights, international law allows states some discretion with respect to considering amnesties. There is no international treaty prohibiting amnesties. In fact, Article 6, Paragraph 5 of the Additional Protocol 2 to Geneva Convention of 1949, referring to non-international armed conflicts, encourages a state to grant amnesties at the end of hostilities, and this is reiterated in international humanitarian law. However, amnesties must not include those crimes prohibited under treaties such as genocide, grave breaches of Geneva Conventions, tortures, and enforced disappearances, which are reflected in the resolutions and the proclamations. Relative thereto, the Commission on Human Rights support the grant of amnesties to qualified members of the RPMP, RPA, and ABB, former members of the CPP, NPA, NDF, members of MILF, and MNNLF. The Commission does not interpose any objection to concurrent resolution numbers 19, 20, 21, and 22, especially amnesty covering crimes that are committed in pursuit of rebellion and political offenses. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
To the honorable members of this joint committee, magandang umaga po. The Secretary Teodoro extends his apologies for not being able to attend today, as he is currently under the weather. In fact, he took a half day yesterday po. But Mr. Chair, may I be allowed to read his statement on this matter?
Yes, you may proceed.
The Department of National Defense welcomes the granting of amnesty by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to eligible members of different rebels and insurgent groups who may have committed crimes in pursuit of their political beliefs. The issuance of Executive Order number 47, series of 2023, together with the proclamation numbers 403, 404, 405, and 406, are a testament to the commitment of the Marcos administration to sustaining our gains in our internal security and stability. The department is fully behind the government's concerted efforts to advance reconciliation and healing from the armed conflicts that has divided our nation for far too long. The granting of amnesty offers an invaluable opportunity for our brothers and sisters to transform their lives, avail government services, and rejoin their families and communities. The department hopes for the support of all Filipinos in this endeavor, and we shall work closely with the National Amnesty Commission for the full implementation of these proclamations aimed at rebuilding lives and nurturing lasting peace for all. Maraming salamat po.
And I'm here to represent the National Security Advisor. He sends his apologies for not being able to be here physically. He was headed to Marawi this morning, sir, to look into the bombing incident that transpired there recently. And on his behalf, I would like to express our concurrence to the House current resolutions numbers 19, 20, and 21 in relation to proclamations, amnesty proclamations 403, 404, 405, and 406. And with this concurrence, Your Honors, is the commitment of support of the National Security Council for the successful implementation of the amnesty proclamations in order to attain lasting peace and sustainable and inclusive development. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Mr. Chair, Your Honor, sa ADG Manny Orduña po ng NICA. In behalf of the NICA Director General, Ricardo F. De Leon, who is currently attending to equally important matter related to the Marawi incident, may I convey the agency's utmost support and cooperation to House concurrent resolution numbers 19, 20, 21, and 22, concurring with the presidential proclamation numbers 403, 404, 405, and 406, extending amnesty to individuals belonging to groups as respectively stipulated thereof. Noting that such extension of amnesty excludes crimes such as kidnap for ransom, massacres, rape, terrorism, offenses committed against chastity as defined in the revised penal code, crimes for personal gains, violation of the Comprehensive Dangerous Act of 2002, severe breaches of the Geneva Convention of 1949, as well as genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, torture, enforced disappearances, and other severe human rights violations. As stated in the proclamations and House concurrent resolutions granting amnesty to these organizations. We believe that it will pave the way for the beneficiaries to reintegrate in the society and resolve the armed conflict. Maraming salamat po.
I am Captain Dimaporo, Philippine Navy MNSA, the Chief of the AFP Peace and Development Office. I'll be representing the Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines for this joint meeting, General Romeo S. Bronner, Philippine Army. First of all, I'd like to extend our sincerest gratitude for this invitation. And may I be allowed to read the statement of the Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines?
Yes, please.
Quote, the Armed Forces of the Philippines supports and welcomes the grant of amnesty to members of the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, National Democratic Front, Revolutionaryong Partido ng Manggagawang ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army, the Alex Bunkel Brigade, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, MILF, and Moro National Liberation Front, MNLF. We believe that this is a significant step toward ending all armed conflicts in the country and delivering just and lasting peace in our communities. Granting amnesty brings closure to hostilities and is in line with the government's call for peace, unity, and reconciliation, and push forward for lasting amity among Filipinos. The AFP is confident that the administration's grant of amnesty will promote an atmosphere of conducive to the attainment of a just, comprehensive, and enduring equanimity as we collectively address other pressing challenges to our country. We hope that the remaining members of these armed groups will accept the government's comprehensive peace initiatives and use them to return to the folds of law and become productive members of the mainstream society, unquote. Thank you so much, sir.
To the Honorable Chairpersons of the House Committees on Justice and National Defense and Security, distinguished members of this august body, resource persons, fellow public servants, and to everyone, good day. Please allow me to read the message of support of the Philippine National Police in behalf of the Chief PNP, who is now attending the concerns on the recent Marawi bombing. Sir. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on November 22, 2023 has signed proclamations numbers 403, 404, 405, and 406, constituting the granting of amnesty to former rebel groups, namely the RPMP, RPA-EBB, CPP-NP-NDF, the MILF, and the MNLF. The President had spoken. Amnesty shall be made available to former rebels. With the concurring resolutions for the corresponding issuances, the co-equal branch of the government in the House of Representatives, through the able leadership of House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, and the members of the 19th Congress have effectively discharged its constitutional duty entrusted to it by the Filipino people. The PNP, as the advocate of peace and positive change, fully supports the move of the Chief Executive and signify our full commitment towards realization of this humble objective in achieving just and lasting peace and genuine reconciliation to those who have willingly laid down their arms and come forward to embrace democracy. The entire organization of 228,000 strong men and women of the PNP unites with the nation and the common aspiration of our people desiring for a genuine societal transformation towards peace and development in conflict-affected areas and poor communities where armed struggle thrives, welcoming them as they return to the folds of the law. Surely, this will create significant impact on the domestic front, conflict landscape of the country that will shape crucial development to entice former rebels to surrender and give up their armed struggle and cease violence and atrocities, thereby realizing the end state where just and peaceful society reigns. Thank you po and magandang umaga po ulit sa lahat.